Hi, my name is Cameron Carlson with AnimeOnLocation.tv. I'm here at Matsuricon 2018 with my good friend, Mr. Ray Chase. How you doing?
Hi there. Oh, hi there. It's really, really great to be here. And it'll be fun talking completely out of turn with each other and make sure we don't step on each other's lines. This is actually how you record cartoons in the real world, is you can't say the same thing at the same time because the mics won't pick it up. Instead, you have to wait and pass it to the other person.
Right. So how did you get started in the world of voice acting? Like, was it a inspiration, or what was like the way you just decided I'm going to become a voice actor?
Growing up, I never thought of voice acting as a job. It was always like, okay, you can see them, they're on the cartoons, you'd see these names, Christine Cavanaugh, and be like, okay, they're doing something. I don't know who these people are. But then when I was young, my dad told us these funny stories for us to go to bed, and he'd always play around with his voice and come up with these crazy characters, and I grew up imitating him. And then when it came time to go to theater school and all that stuff, I realized, oh yeah, I've got this whole this cavalcade of voices in the back of my head that I can just do at any time. Might as well give voice acting a try. And I got started doing really boring stuff. I did like commercials and explainer videos and things like that. And it took a good 4 or 5 years until I got into the fun video games and anime sort of stuff.
Alrighty, so again, it says in your bio that you happen to graduate from USC School of Theater, a very well-known school for acting. How did you feel going there and learning from some of the best in the field that gave you that training and opportunity to expand yourself as an actor?
USC was a wonderful college. I really enjoyed my time there. I did it to the hilt. I did about 70 student films while I was there. I was the head of the Comitus Interruptus troupe, and I played piano in the bookstore there even. And I was an RA of the cinema floor, put on the Ed Wood Film Festival. So I did it to the hilt, and I had a really, really great time. We had some amazing teachers. My late voice teacher, Paul Backer, taught us Fitzmaurice breathing techniques and vocal techniques, and I spent a whole summer just doing that every single day to expand my resonance. It was really helpful.
That sounds wonderful. So Final Fantasy 15, you get to play the main lead. How is it to be that role in a game that is actually credited for saving the franchise of Final Fantasy, and you are the star that is saving Final Fantasy? How does that feel for you?
It all came down to me, and they send me letters every day thanking me personally, the English actor only, not the Japanese actor, for saving the franchise. Final Fantasy has been a part of my life for a long time. I grew up playing the apocryphal ones, Legend 1, 2, and 3, and Adventure, and it wasn't until later on in life that I started playing the series for real. And to be part of 15 was incredible. I'd never gotten a callback for a role before, and then to suddenly be thrust in as the lead of something, it was a heavy weight to bear on your shoulders, but it helped me because Noct, as a very young age, has this heavy weight on his shoulders, and we recorded the whole thing in order, so we were able to craft an interesting arc for all of the characters, and I absolutely love that. You don't always get that with games.
I had a friend who has it, so I got to sit there and watch him play it. It was just a beautiful, gorgeous game, and of course, hearing your interaction in the cutscenes with the rest of your fellow cast members was really wonderful. Following on the success of another great year in video gaming was your Nier Automata, another well-received game from Platinum Games. How do you feel about it? How was it like to jump in? I don't know which number of Android you were or whatever, but how was it like to do that?
Nier was a beautiful game. I really enjoyed playing it, and it was fun to play it right after 15 because similar action RPG playstyles, but they couldn't be more different. I played Eve, who is he's not an android, he's something else. Or no, maybe he's an android. I don't know. The lore gets deep, where there's cyborgs and androids and robots and stuff. He's the naked man, basically, and he was really fun to play, although very difficult because he has a lot of transforming, crazy screams that go on for a long time. He's a boss that you fight, and that was a very vocally stressful. So that was one of the more difficult roles. Noct is easy, you just kind of whisper, and that's all you have to do. But Eve is at the top of his lungs most of the time.
So another big show you got to be in the last 2 years is One Punch Man, which at the time of writing for this is now going to get a second season. So what was it like for you to go into One Punch Man, both the first season and potentially wink wink the next season?
I don't know if Puri's going to be in the second season, but I hope that he is. It was really fun to work on that. I had watched the entire anime before recording it, so I knew it really well, and I'd even submitted my audition for Puri before they were looking for auditions, and thankfully it worked out. Not always recommended, but sometimes it can work. I love that character. I love working with Chris Kaysen, the director, who's very passionate about it. You've interviewed him before? Yeah, he's a really, really cool guy.
By the way, tell him that he can eat pizza at any time. I was at a convention with him, and there was a tornado, and we had to go into the basement of the convention center, and it was like 4 a.m. in the morning. He pops up and he goes, "Dude, where's pizza?" I was like, "What are you, gluttony? Are you truly gluttony from Full Metal Alchemist?" Yeah. So another big show that you got to be part of is that you got to be Piccolo for the Bang Zoom Asian Pacific dub. What's it like doing that role? And did you ever have the chance to talk to Mr. Sabat about, or Scott McNeil about voicing Piccolo?
No. Yeah, those guys are all the way out in Texas, and I don't think we've done a con together. So
McNeil's up in Canada.
Oh, Canada, even worse. So I have not met these guys. They're wonderful voice actors, and yeah, we have this weird dub that's just floating out there. So anytime I ever sign something, because some people look on IMDb and say, "Oh, the voice of Piccolo," I say, probably not the one that you saw, unless I ever do a con in Thailand.
I mean, what's it like actually doing like that over there and seeing like that it's meant for a different demographic than what you're normally dubbing for? What's it been like to do that dub?
Working on it was cool because I was so familiar with the character. I hadn't watched Super before dubbing, so I didn't know exactly where everything was going, but I also played Ten Shinan and Oolong. So it was all these iconic characters who I knew the voices for really well. I was like, oh, wow, now I get a chance to do it. We didn't do anything different for the dub. It was just a different dub for whatever reason. So, yeah, it's just a weird alternate reality dub.
So is that dual world parallel kind of thing going on? So you're also part of Lava with Robbie Damon and Max Middleton. You guys are a comedy troupe. How's it going for you guys? And where did that all kind of come from? Like, who was the mastermind of putting you all together?
The credit goes to Robbie for that. He had some more experience with doing cons and stuff, and he was like, "Guys, we have like 30 shows that we're in together. Let's make us going to cons be a deal where we all go together, we can hang out, we can do vlogs." We streamed the games that we did. We streamed Final Fantasy. It was a huge success, and we're still streaming to this day. It's just a cool thing to have friends who you can rely on, who you're not competitive with, who are just fun to hang out with. So it's just been an awesome thing for us to be able to go to a con and know you have people who you know and can hang out with. That's really the long and the short of it. It's just an excuse for us to hang out, because in LA, you don't hang out with anybody. It's too tough.
And again, kind of going along with Lava, what has been one of your more successful panels that you see that everybody just beams and laughs and has a really wonderful time, and then maybe try to spice it up a little bit more, kind of come up with some new ideas? What would you say is probably one of your favorite panels you've done as of Lava?
We have 2 panels that we do at every con. One is our live main stage show, and that one we sing, we show our old acting reels, we do a ton of improv games. We have one called, we have a game called The Shipping Game, which I like a lot, where we have cosplayers come up and we do the dating game, but we have cosplayers and we play the characters that we play in video games and anime. And then in our, we have a sit-down panel room show called Go Hyper Happy Kawaii Super Hangout Fun Time. And that one, we have this new game called Japanimaker, where we make an anime based on audience suggestions, kind of like Mad Lib style. And that one's super fun. So I love doing panels with those guys.
It sounds like fans have a lot to look forward to when they come to one of your events. So that's wonderful. So kind of wrapping things up, are there any upcoming projects you're allowed to talk about that you want fans to know about? We always know about the pesky NDAs. So what would you really like fans to know about that's coming out, that's available for fans to check out right now or within the next couple months?
Yeah, it stinks. There's like 2 that within a couple weeks I can talk about, and it's so close. So the only one that I know that's coming out, well, Bloodstained will come out sometime this century. I play Jeeble. And the new Fulikuli, which next month I'm going to be in. I play a character called Konda, who's really interesting. That was really fun to play with Kari. So there's a lot to look forward to, but not a lot that I can talk about.
Well, we totally understand and we respect it. So is there any way for fans to keep up with you on the internet? And is there a final message you want to get to the fans that have given you support from the very beginning of your voice acting career all the way up to now, being Prince Noctis and Nier Automata?
You can follow me on Twitter. That's just my name. I gotta say thank you guys. This was, we live in an age where voice actors are sought after, where there's a lot of work for us to do, where games are more cinematic than ever, and we really appreciate the fans who take the time to look us up, because we don't, if you play a game, you don't really know the name of the actor who played it, but to actually go that extra mile and follow us, it really means a whole lot. I never would have imagined this sort of thing as a kid. Twitter's the best. I'm supposed to use Instagram, but I don't ever. Ray Chase Nation on Instagram. I sometimes have videos and pictures. Thank you so much, Cameron.
Thank you again, Ray. It's been wonderful to meet you, my friend. Thank you so much.
Cheers.